In 2006, Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet. This had two main effects on our solar system. It reduced the number of recognized planets to 8 and left many Earthlings very sad. But Pluto's demotion reignited a conversation that scientists have had since Neptune's discovery. Is there a planet X orbiting the Sun that we don't yet know about? In December 2018, astronomers announced they'd found the most distant object ever to be observed in our solar system. They're unofficially calling the giant ice ball Far Out, and it is 3 times farther from the Sun than Pluto. But before you get your hopes up and add an F to your planetary mnemonic device, there are 2 things you need to remember. 1. Far Out has a diameter of about 300 miles, so at best, it's a dwarf planet like Pluto. And 2. The name Far Out hasn't been adopted by the International Astronomical Union. The IAU, among other things, decides the official names of stellar objects, including planetary features, exoplanets, and stars. But there's no precedent for naming a planet in our solar system. The IAU has never done it before. There are 5 worlds visible in the night sky to the naked eye: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, all named, of course, for Greek and Roman gods. Millennia before the IAU formally adopted those names for the planets, Babylonians first tracked the path of Venus, which they associated with the goddess Ishtar. Other ancient cultures also had their own names for the planets. The Norse named Jupiter after their god Thor, and many modern cultures have names for the planets in their own language. Uranus and Neptune continued the tradition of naming planets for Greek and Roman deities, but naming conventions were not yet set. Uranus almost ended up as Herschel after its discoverer, or worse, Georgium Sidus, George's star, after Herschel's patron, King George III. Neptune was almost Leverrier, after the man who is credited with predicting its existence and position in the sky. The IAU's suggestions aren't enforceable by law. Like it says on their website, they simply establish conventions that are meant to help our understanding of astronomical objects and processes. Basically, they want to make sure everyone is on the same page when it comes to space. That's why buying a star, part of the moon, or an exoplanet is a waste of money, because you and the person you bought the gift for, who would rather have had the cash, will be the only ones on Earth to recognize that particular name. So how will the IAU select a name for Planet 9 for not only the scientific community, but the whole world? There is a formal process, because even in space, bureaucracy exists.
Hyperspace permission granted, Captain.
Members of the IAU believe it will go something like this. Once a 9th planet is discovered orbiting the Sun, the discoverer suggests a name to the heads of 2 groups within the IAU, the Working Group for Planetary System Nomenclature and the Working Group for Small Bodies Nomenclature. They must agree on a single name, which, let's face it, will probably be a Greek or Roman god. The heads of the 2 working groups return to their respective committees and further discuss and debate. Among the things they consider is, how does the name sound in languages other than English? Is it offensive to a people or culture? Does it comply with naming conventions? If and when both working groups approve and agree on a name, it moves forward. Here's where it gets complicated, because no one knows what happens next. The proposed name might then go to the president of the IAU for consideration. It might simply go to a vote of the full body of the IAU, or maybe the IAU will rely on its working groups. But probably not, because who wouldn't want to help name a planet? But once the majority agrees, and no one finds fault with the name, only then does it get assigned to Planet 9. So what are the chances that Far Out will keep its name? Pretty far out, unless there's a Greek or Roman god we don't know about named Far Out.
Hi, I'm Jim Green, Director of Planetary Science at NASA. You know, NASA works with the international science community to explore our solar system and beyond. We look to unravel the mysteries that intrigue us all as we explore and answer the big questions. Questions like, how did the Earth originate and change over time? How did the solar system begin and evolve? And what will be its destiny? What will be our destiny? Last July 14th, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft flew past Pluto, capping a half-century of exploration of our solar system. It piqued our interest about what lies beyond Pluto and what can we learn about ourselves and the origins of our solar system. The idea of a new planet is certainly an exciting one for me as a planetary scientist, and I think for all of us. The January 20th paper in the Astronomical Journal is fueling our interest in planetary exploration and stimulating a healthy debate That's part of the scientific process. I couldn't be more pleased about what's happening. You know, it's all about starting the process that could lead to an exciting result. It is not, however, the detection of a new planet. It's too early to say with certainty that there's a so-called Planet X out there. What we're really seeing is an early prediction based on modeling from limited observations. What's exciting is that, like NASA's journey to Mars or New Horizons flyby of Pluto, you will have a front row seat to see how the scientific process unfolds. Theories like this serve to stimulate ideas and conversation. They tap into our innate curiosity. It's important for us to continue to work, and we will. Anytime we have an interesting idea like this, we always apply Carl Sagan's rules for critical thinking, which include independent confirmation of the facts, looking for alternate explanations, and encouraging scientific debate. If Planet X is out there, we'll find it together. Or we'll determine an alternate explanation for the data that we've received so far.